Is Dundas the right small town community for you and your family? Possibly, but it really does depend on what neighborhood you choose, as there's going to be some best neighborhoods as well as some worst neighborhoods in Dundas based on what you're looking for. So in today's video, I thought we'd break Dundas down into its 7 different neighborhoods of Coote Paradise, downtown Dundas, Governors, Highland Park, Pleasant Valley, University Gardens, and Pleasant View. So by the time you finish this video here, you'll get the lay of the land of exactly the different neighborhoods to expect in Dundas and which ones are right for you and your family. So let's just jump on into it and talk about the first neighborhood, Coote Paradise. And Coote Paradise is an outdoor lover's paradise, and it seamlessly blends its character and charm with the natural wonders together, as this gem of a neighborhood offers a diverse mixture of home ownership possibilities as well as outdoor activities to do. And it's no surprise it's one of the most sought after communities within Dundas. As located within Coote Paradise, you'll find a lot of smaller little neighborhoods, but in general, what you're going to be experiencing when living in this part of Dundas is, first, you have the largest park within Dundas's borders. That's that traditional park being Dundas Driving Park, with a variety of activities to do all season long, as you got a jungle gym and splash pad to enjoy in the summertime, as well as a variety of different sports fields. And then in the wintertime, you'll find an outdoor rink here to skate around and enjoy the winter season. But also within this neighborhood here, you're also just a short drive or walk away from Spencer's Gorge, and in my opinion, the best hiking paths to enjoy in all of Hamilton. As here, you're gonna stumble across Webster Falls, being the biggest waterfall within Hamilton. You got Two Falls being the tallest waterfall within Hamilton, and then also Dundas Peak, where you can hike up to and look at the valley that Dundas sits in. But if that wasn't enough, you also have another large conservation area on the other side of the neighborhood, which is what this neighborhood is named after, being Coote Paradise, as here is a large conservation area with countless number of trails to explore going along the Hamilton Harbor. But also within this community here, you'll find a small butterfly garden where you can go and enjoy a variety of different butterflies flooding around you while you also enjoy this tropical garden. And then also just a short drive away from this community here, you're gonna find McMaster University as well as McMaster Sick Kids Hospital, as well as one of my local favorite farms in Dynamite's Glen Drummond Farm. Now, as for the real estate, for what you can expect living in the Coote Paradise neighborhood, is it's a wide variety of different detached homes to choose from. You will find a few semi-detached home options. However, the majority will be detached homes. Now, if you are closer to the downtown area of Dundas, what you're going to be finding there are a lot of homes that were built in the late 1800s, early 1900s, either being those smaller bungalows or 1.5-story homes, but you'll also see some larger 2-story and 2.5-story homes. Now, if you're looking for price ranges of what you can expect to pay when living in this neighborhood, if you're looking for those smaller detached homes, they're typically between that $600,000 and $900,000 mark, where if you're looking for those larger detached homes, you can typically find them selling between $900,000 and $1.4 million. And then the further out you go from the downtown core, you'll also find a variety of different options of homes that were built in the 60s and 70s, as well as some built in the 90s and early 2000s. Then, while we're talking about downtown Dundas, is the next community you need to be aware of, and probably the community you're going to visit regardless of all the other neighborhoods you choose the most often, as this is where you're going to find those local events and festivals that happen within Dundas, but as well as many of the great local businesses that I enjoy there. As being a part of Dundas, you need to check out the Thirsty Cactus for amazing Mexican food. You got Detour Cafe, as well as the French Revolution Bakery and Creperie to grab some coffee or some sweet treats. And then you also have Dundas Shawarma to get an amazing shawarma pita as well. And then 2 other ones I'll quickly mention are the Jack Sweet Shop, where you can go get some sweets or possibly a delicious breakfast like some waffles with some whipped cream, or you can also go visit the Sean Ed Brewing Company. Now, when you're living in Dundas, well, downtown Dundas isn't going to offer you many different real estate options to choose from. You'll notice some of those older, smaller, and some larger detached homes that are really built just on the backside of downtown Dundas, but the majority of options here are are going to be really commercial real estate for those local businesses, as well as a few small little office areas that you can also run your local business out of as well. Then another thing you can expect to find in downtown Dundas throughout the year is a variety of festivals, like I mentioned. The first being Cactus Fest, which is the largest festival that happens in Dundas, usually the third weekend of every August, and I'm pretty sure everyone in the small town comes together and goes and checks it out. But you'll also have Bunkers Fest, where you'll see street performers coming around the world to Dundas to show off their unique talents. And then in the Christmas time, to put yourself in the holiday spirit, you can also visit their tree lighting ceremony. And then as the trees get lit, every single weekend there's usually something going on. So this is really where you're gonna find like the heart and lifeblood of that small town community where everybody knows everybody. It's gonna be happening in downtown Dundas here. Then one final thing I'll mention you'll find in Dundas is also the Dundas Art Rally, perfect for a weekend if you're just looking to get out and see what some local artists have produced. So if you're new here, my name's Matthew, and this is my channel, Living in Hamilton, Ontario, where I share everything about what it's like living in Hamilton before actually moving there, from the pros and cons, the parks, the real estate, and more. And if you're thinking about buying a home in Hamilton, send me and my team a message to book your free relocation call to go over any questions you have, as well as talk about the best real estate options, as well as neighborhoods for you and your family. But other than that, the next neighborhood let's check out is Governors. Now, Governors is located on the opposite side of the downtown core of Dundas, and this is a large, expansive neighborhood which is also covered by a lot of different green spaces and outdoor activities to enjoy. Two of the most notable would first be the Dundas Valley Golf and Country Club, as well as Curling Club is here, which currently is in the top 100 best golf courses throughout Canada. So you definitely need to go check out their 18-hole. But they also have a golf range to tune up your shot and take out that slice that seems to always come back every single year when you're starting the golf season. And then if you're into curling, they also have 5 sheets of ice to go enjoy year around. Then the other large green space you're going to enjoy when living in this community here has to be the Dundas Valley Conservation Area, which has over 3,000 acres to explore and more than 40,000 trails. And if you hike long enough on these trails here, you'll run into some ruins of the Hermitage Ruins, which was a stone house that was originally built in 1855. Then also within this community, you're going to find one of the major community centers found in Dundas, being Dundas Lions Memorial Community Center, offering a variety of drop-in activities, as well as an indoor pool and pickleball courts, as well as anything in between. Now, as for the real estate found in Governors, it's going to be kind of similar to Coote Paradise. The closer you get to the downtown core of Dundas are going to be those older heritage homes, but as you move further away from it, you're going to see a lot of great options to choose from. First, you're going to see some more detached homes that were really built in the late 80s, early 90s, maybe some even in the early 2000s that offer that 4-bed, 3+ bath. And these larger, newer homes are going to be selling between $900 and $1.4 million, where those smaller, older homes are going to sell anywhere from $600 to $1 million range. Now, what's different about Governors compared to the other neighborhoods we've talked about so far is you're also going to find a wide variety of townhome options to choose from. Typically, they're going to be either in the middle of this neighborhood here or along Governors Road, and the majority of townhomes here were really built in the 1980s and 1990s, selling for $550,000 to $750,000. However, you can find a select few newer townhomes available as well, selling between that $750,000 to $850,000 mark. And then if you're looking for a condo in Dundas, this is also the neighborhood for you, as this is going to offer you the most amount of options to choose from. And these condos are going to be located close to the downtown area, offering you really those low rises that offer some stunning views of the valley and the escarpment that Dundas sits within. And they're selling anywhere between $500,000 and $900,000 that are usually those 1 to 2 beds, 1 to 2 bath condos. Then on the other side of Governors Road, similar to this neighborhood here, you will find Highland Park. And this gives you easy access to all the amenities we just chatted about in Governors neighborhood. But Highland Park is also another sought-after neighborhood for its $1 million view ravine properties. And this community is an established, eclectic, and offers the natural residents another natural spot to really enjoy the green spaces, while also in your backyard. As throughout this neighborhood here, you're going to find a variety of smaller parks dotted throughout this neighborhood, but then you're going to find many different trails taking you either to Dundas Valley Conservation Area, or you also have easy access and a short walk away from the Dundas Rail Trail. Now, when you're living in this neighborhood here, you also have some great local businesses that I would be remiss to not shout out. First, you got Big Bone Barbecue and Wicked Wings for some amazing chicken wings, but you also have Maryween Indian Twist for some delicious butter chicken or anything else that you're looking to get your Indian food craving fixed. Then as for the real estate found here, it's primarily going to be those larger detached homes that were built in the 90s, maybe some in the early 2000s as well, and those are going to be selling between 900 and 1.4 million, whereas the townhomes found in this neighborhood here are really going to be between that $650,000 and $750,000 range. Now, one of the things I know so many residents love about this community in particular is, like I mentioned, is those ravine properties or properties that back onto a forest or a park. A lot of great options to choose from as well here. Now, also within this community, you're going to find some of the top rated schools throughout Dundas that's going to serve a large part of Dundas as well, being Sir William Osler Elementary School as well as the Dundas Valley Secondary School. And then right beside this community here, you'll find our next neighborhood let's chat about, which is Pleasant Valley, which is a fully residential neighborhood, so you're not going to have as many shopping options to choose from as some of the other ones. However, it is going to even take the nature to the next level here, as this community here is pretty small, but it's 270 degrees surrounded by nature, giving you easy access to a variety of trails within your backyard, as well as the Hamilton to Brantford rail trail running throughout it. Perfect for any long runs where you can basically just run straight or bike straight in one direction until you absolutely exhaust yourself. Just remember though, and I've learned this the hard way, you gotta run it back. So make sure you pace yourself. Put in, I like a 5K, so 2.5 one way, 2.5 the other, and you had a great day there. Now, as for the real estate, what you can expect is it's mainly detached homes that are either side splits, back splits, or bungalows that were usually built in the 1960s and 1980s, and therefore you are going to really notice the large lots it sits on, close to walking trails, like I mentioned, to those different trails, as well as parks. And these homes here are really going to be selling between that $800 to $1.3 million mark, depending on what you're looking for, both with the size of the home and the level of finishings you're looking to move inside. You can find some ones in the high 8s, low 9s that need a bit of love, but you can find ones that are turnkey, ready to move in with all luxurious finishings in the low 1 millions. So if you are thinking Dundas might be the right community for you and want a better detailed analysis based on your search criteria, what your family is looking for next, the next best steps I always recommend is booking a relocation call with me and my team where we can answer any of your questions and go through the real estate and neighborhood opportunities that might be the best fit for you. So you can send me a message today to get a call on your calendar. Other than that, let's talk about the next neighborhood you might want to consider when living in Dundas, and that's University Gardens. And this is a primarily residential neighborhood that sits above Dundas's valley and is decently close to the rest of Hamilton, as well as in particular McMaster University, which gets its name University Gardens, as just across the road you'll find University Plaza that offers quick and easy bus access to McMaster, but also some amazing businesses to pick up anything at Canadian Tire. You can go get an amazing bagel fresh off the brick oven from the old bagel house, but you also can do hot yoga at Moda Yoga, which absolutely kicked my butt when I used to live in this neighborhood here. Then as for the real estate and what you can expect, primarily it will be detached homes, typically those bungalows and some side splits that were in the 1950s to 1960s, selling between $650,000 to $850,000. So one of the more affordable neighborhoods to choose from for detached homes, but also here you're going to find a few low-rise condos as well to choose from, and these will be the most affordable condos as well, selling around that $300,000 mark. Then the next neighborhood is similar to University Gardens, is it's outside head of the Dundas Valley, and that is Pleasant View. Now, this is really located and probably closer to Waterdown, as it's located right on Highway 6. And here you're gonna find mainly detached homes that consist of couples, a few families, as well as some retirees looking for a relaxed place on the outskirts of the urban setting, while it's just a short drive away from many different shopping centers. Now, if you're living in this neighborhood here, you're probably gonna be visiting the shopping centers in Waterdown more frequently than you are Dundas, just based on where it's located. Now, you also have in your backyard with this neighborhood here, Royal Botanical Gardens, which offers 5 unique gardens to go walk through and enjoy year around. Then as for the real estate, because this is more of a rural community, it's just going to be detached homes, and it's really just going to be a few pockets of detached homes to choose from. Not a lot of real estate pops up here, so if you're interested in moving to this neighborhood, definitely will need to keep your eye on the market, as they're typically those 1950s to 1988 bungalows that are selling between that $800 to $1.3 million. But they are sitting on large, massive size lots, so it's becoming very popular for any builders that might want to find a home that needs a bit of love or possibly be teared down to create your own dream home. So if you're interested in learning more about what it's like living in this neighborhood here and are thinking of other areas that might be similar to Dundas that you need to check out, the next video I'd recommend you go view is my video covering the pros and cons of Waterdown, Ontario. So you can find that video right here. Other than that, I hope you have a great day.